Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't talk about working out nearly enough, so let's talk about exercise. I want to talk about building muscle. How do we build muscle? Hypertrophy. That's what they call it, hypertrophy. Now, disclaimers, I'm not a personal trainer, but I have been working out for a long time and I have studied this issue. So this is unofficial. I'm not trying to give you any kind of scientific lesson, but let's just get into it. How do we build muscle? Basically, the way I look at hypertrophy with building muscle is you have to be able to be eating enough protein to actually build muscle. So you may want to start counting your macros, and there's a little equation based on your body weight, and you can determine, and also your goal. If your goal is to build muscle, then you can determine how much protein that you should be getting, and you can try to get as close to that as possible. If you don't get enough protein, I don't really care how much you work out, you're not going to actually get those big muscles that you want. With building muscle, as opposed to building strength or to losing weight, those are different ways to work out. We're only talking about building muscle. You want to be able to have a certain amount of frequency. I recommend with each muscle group to hit each muscle group at least twice or 3 times a week. So that doesn't mean that you just work out 2 or 3 times a week unless you're doing full body workouts. Now, for beginners, full body workouts work fine. If you're getting more advanced in bodybuilding and you want to build muscle, I don't suggest a full body workout. I suggest a split, to do a push-pull legs split or something more traditional. There's lots of splits. You can do a push-pull split. I like push-pull legs. But that way you can focus more on targeting some muscles. But if you just work out like I used to 3 days a week and you hit your muscle groups, you do your chest one day, you do your back another day, and with that, and you're just doing a few days a week, you're only working out on your chest once in that week. You need to be able to have at least 2 chest days or 3 chest days in 1 week. So this is why really tailoring your schedule, I like the push-pull legs. You can do push-pull legs, take a little break if you want, push-pull legs. So it's 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on. It's in a 7-day period, in 1 week period. You, in that workout schedule, you've hit all the body parts twice, which is enough for hypertrophy. If you can do push-pull, which would include all pushing and pulling exercises. So you'd be doing legs on 2 different days and just switching up the pushing legs exercises and the pulling exercises. You could do push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, and end up doing 3 full body workouts in a week. But you have to make sure that you're staying up on your calories, staying up on your protein, eating healthy. Diet is so important. With hypertrophy, your rep range, people argue about this. I personally believe that you should be about 3 reps away from failure. Some people believe that you should work out to failure, and the reason why they tell you that is because it gets to be kind of hard to gauge if we're actually 3 reps or a couple reps away from failure. You just may feel like giving up, in which case you're not really getting that intensity and that time under tension, and that's so important. So some people suggest to go to failure, and that way you're guaranteed to have the most time under tension. But a lot of people talk about this, that when you're working out for hypertrophy, for building muscle, going to failure can be too much. I think it's generally accepted by all the scientific trainers out there, even a lot of the goons, that to pull back a little bit, to go almost to failure is acceptable. So if that's 8 reps or 12 reps or 15 reps for you, you know, if you're doing 25 reps on an exercise with a goal of hypertrophy, of building muscle, and you're up to 25 reps or close to 30 reps, I think you probably need to put a little more weight on there. With hypertrophy, it's not important to do your max weight on each workout. You can choose a max day if you want, just for your ego and just to test your strength. There's ways to work out for strength training and hypertrophy training, you know, on and off cycles at the same time. There's athletes do this type of stuff, but I'm 50 years old, and I don't give a fuck if I can deadlift, you know, all the plates in the gym. I don't care about that shit. I'm just trying to get in the best shape of my life. I'm trying to feel good, look good, stay healthy, be strong, you know, package deal. I'm not training for a sport. I'm not an athlete. And for me, I don't need to do the max weight, and I don't really see anywhere in the research that I've done when we're talking about building muscle for hypertrophy that maxing your weight out and doing those types of what I call ego lifts, that's nowhere in it. So do that if you want, but you know, be careful. With hypertrophy, we're talking about frequency, volume, and intensity. The intensity is that time under tension. So I focus on perfect form. I try to, you know, little tricks like when I'm doing a bench press with a bar. I typically will do dumbbells, but if I'm going to do with a bar, I'm going to keep my elbows closer to my body instead of bowed out, because when you bow them out too much, when you have your elbows out too much, it's bad form. You can have impingements. So I'm keeping my elbows in, and I'm trying to bend, even though you can't, but I'm trying to imagine myself bending that bar, shoulders down, chest out, you know, and I lift like that with that kind of tension on it the whole time. It's all about that intensity is all about the time under tension. And this is why some guys are sweating more when they're at the gym, and some guys are getting a better workout than you at the gym because they're a little bit more intense than you. And I've noticed this with myself, that I've kind of gone through the motions and kind of get these rubber band movements, and I have to focus more on my form and get that tension in those muscles and really feel that burn. So this is some of my ideas about how to build muscle if you want to get jacked, you want to get bigger. I hope this has been helpful. It's all food for thought. Thanks for watching.